Wow, so I'm recording this at night when it's completely dark in here, but my phone just like lit up everything, and you can now see my wall tapestry, at least part of it. Um, so that's what you guys are going to look at. Anyway, I wanted to talk particularly to liberals and humanitarians, human rights, organizers, and the LGBTQ plus community, and to women too in general. When it comes to these stalking programs, there are a lot of methods that the psychopaths running these programs use in order to recruit people. It's not going to be the same for everybody, right? And I think at that point, they're profiling the people that they want to recruit against the target. Okay, they're going to profile you. Who are you? What are your likes? What are your dislikes? Do you have any biases? Do you have any hatreds, right? What do you have an agenda of some sort? An agenda that can be good or bad, right? Who are you? What are your opinions? What are your values? They're going to profile you, and they're going to use against the target whatever they think will turn you against him or her. Okay? So, I think for some people, like, if someone is a neo-Nazi, they might tell them that the target is, Zionist, Jewish, wants to take over the world, whatever, right? If the target is Jewish, they might tell the perpetrators, the potential perpetrators, the people that, they want to recruit against him or her, that the target is a Nazi, right? If the target, I'm not explaining this right, am I? If the people they want to recruit against the target, are from the LGBTQ plus community, they might say that the target is a homophobe. If the people they want to recruit against the target are homophobes, they will say that the target is, gay or lesbian or transgender, whatever the new scapegoat is, for homophobes. Does that explain it better? I know I didn't start this off right. I think I didn't explain it right at first, but whoever you are, they're going to tell you whatever it takes to turn you against the target. Okay. Some people are recruited right off the start because they have wicked intent. They want to fuck with people. They want to hurt people. They want to be in a massive group, enjoying the thrill of the hunt, but without any risk to themselves, or at least without believing there's a risk to themselves. So joining in a massive group where they have the target outnumbered, outgeared, outresourced, that's the easiest way for cowards to engage in that type of activity, right? The thrill of the hunt with no seeming risk to themselves. No, it's not true, because at some point, people are going to snap. But, even still. Other people, though, might not be necessarily, they might not have wicked intent from the start, right? There can be human rights activists who are told horrible lies about the target, right? There can be, community watch groups that are told horrible lies about the target, and they're recruited that way. They didn't start out with wicked intent. But here's the thing, okay? Once they're made aware of the fact that they're actually working for the bad guys, or at least that they might be, and they keep doing it without even stopping to question what they're doing, without even considering it, they become the bad guys. Okay? At that point, they know what they're doing. They're helping the criminals, they're helping the stalkers, they're helping the actual bad guys commit crimes against innocent people. And when I say innocent, I'm using that word kind of relatively innocent. Nobody's completely innocent, right? But I mean people who are innocent of whatever the hell they're being accused of. The problem is, this type of warfare is meant to drive the target to public outburst, to just snap. And that becomes a self-fulfilled expectation for whoever is warned about the target, right? So, some methods, let's say that, and I'm going to use a very extreme example. So this is a trigger warning, right? Trigger warning. If you're not in a place right now where you can listen to talk about sexual assault, just flip this off for a moment. Just leave and come back later when you can handle it better. Okay, here we go. So let's say they assault someone, right? And maybe they're all wearing yellow socks when they do it, okay? Well, when it's over, it's not really over, because then for months on end after the fact, they'll have people walk by that victim, and those people are going to be wearing yellow socks, and they'll have their pants, the bottom of their slacks pulled up slightly enough where you can see their yellow socks, or they'll bend down, they'll do whatever it takes to bring attention to that. So the target is constantly surrounded by this negative stimuli, this association, right? So it's a constant reinforcement, a reminder of what happened, so the target can never really move on from it, but also terror, because someone is doing this to her. Someone wants to remind her of what they did, and they hired all these sick fucks to do it. Now, in reality, not everybody who's doing it is going to be aware of what they're doing or the reason behind it. Someone might just think they're involved in some stupid little game. Hey, go over here and wear these yellow socks, and when you see this person, make sure they see that you're wearing yellow socks. It seems stupid. It seems harmless. Okay? They're completely unaware of the damage being done. Now, other people are totally aware, right? The point is, the target at some point is going to be visibly upset, and it's going to look like she or he became upset for nothing, and that makes the target seem irrational. Okay? Whatever you're asked to do is meant to cause the target maximum pain. Maybe you'll be asked to repeat something, okay? And it might sound silly. Either say it to the target, or say it as you're walking past the target where the target can hear it, or maybe you're told to have a conversation with someone else within earshot of the target, of a specific person, right? It might be something silly, but in reality, they're having you repeat something that the target said or did in private that no one should have any way of knowing unless there were cameras and with audio in that person's home. Again, reminding that person they're being watched at all times, even in private, hell, even in the bathroom. But this is meant to terrorize, right? Sometimes they'll have you walk by the target and whisper something, right? Or mouth something quietly. Right? The target might not be able to hear it, but what they're doing is they'll have people repeatedly do that, just walk by the target and mouth something quietly, but the target can't hear what you're saying, right? It's just the repeated action. It seems innocent, and there's plausible deniability there. You didn't do anything wrong, or so everybody thinks. Why is the target getting so angry? Because this repeated action is being done over and over again by numerous people. They're clearly trying to get the target's attention. Someone is following him or her, right? They might have you, monitor the target. They might tell you this person is a potential threat and needs to be monitored. But here's the thing. You're working for the you're working for the actual threat. When you send information about the target to someone, you're helping the actual threat continue to not only identify the target, but to keep tabs on him or her, right? By taking a picture of the target and sending it to someone, you're ensuring that they know what the target is wearing at all times. So if the target ends up in a crowd, he or she is easier to identify and to keep tabs on. If you're telling, if you're sending information about the whereabouts of the target, like what direction he's going in, what stop he got off at, things like that, you're helping them track the target every step of the way. So whatever crime they commit against the target, because they know where he is or where she is, right? You're helping them commit. And that includes sexual assault. Okay? They know exactly when the target is getting home because people are constantly sending texts. Yeah, here's the target. Here's where he's going. There's where she's 10 feet away. She's opening the door. He's walking up the stairs. Whatever the case may be. So if someone entered into the target's home and did something, like they'll know when to leave, right? And sometimes they'll have a person go into the target's home and open a window or move something around so the target knows someone was there. It's to terrorize people. It's to terrorize the target. And then they'll use, they'll use excuses with the people they recruit for this. Oh, why is the target so angry? All you did is this. All you did is that. See, he's violent. See, she's crazy. See this, see that, right? Mentally ill. when in reality, what you're doing, what you're being asked to do is meant to drive the target to a total breakdown. Okay? Or they might say, why would the target be so upset about being monitored if he's not doing anything wrong, or if she's not doing anything wrong? Well, because the target has been followed and hunted and stalked and watched in private. They're letting him know, or her, that he or she is being watched in private. The target may have been sexually assaulted and now is being surrounded by people who are clearly hired by the attackers. So the attackers never really leave. They're constantly in the target's life. And that includes watching the target naked, right? Because they're having people repeat things the target did in private, even in the bathroom. So now these attackers are constantly watching now whoever hired the perpetrators, okay, these recruits, are having these idiots make it known to the target that the target can be seen in private. So imagine if the target is a sexual assault survivor. There's a reason that person is breaking down. But every excuse you're given is meant to take a natural and normal response to extreme abuse, physical, psychological, emotional abuse, and use that response against the victim to prove that the complete opposite, that the victim is the victimizer, right? Or they'll have you do something to provoke the target to a negative response and then report the target for that response. Provoke, report. Right? Or they'll have you come by and whisper something so quietly the target can't hear what you said, right? Because you didn't say anything. You're mouthing something, but you didn't actually say anything. And then the target says to you, what did you say? And you say nothing. They're having you gaslight the target. He's not crazy. She's not crazy. You're gaslighting. You're involved in something sadistic and twisted. I'm telling you this because you could easily be used against your own allies, even against your own friends. Be careful. They're going to have you do whatever it takes to torment the target to total breakdown and then use that breakdown to prove there's something wrong with the target. Okay, victims of this type of warfare call it gang stalking, they call it organized stalking, they call themselves targeted individuals. We don't know what the actual terminology is, right? This sick thing has been going on for a long time. The FBI did it under COINTELPRO. The CIA has really fucked with people under MKUltra and all of the sub-projects under MKUltra. Back in, before the wall went down in Berlin, right? In East Germany, this was done to people who tried to escape. It was called Zersetzung back then. And you spell that Zersetzung. Okay? That's total destruction. It relatively means total destruction of a person on every level. Physically, psychologically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, socially, financially, everything. Okay? This is how they will get you to destroy your own if you're not careful. And if you continue to do it knowing what you're doing, you're not working for the good guys. And if you know that and you keep doing it, you're not one of the good guys. So if you say that your intent is to help stop violence and to help protect victims of violence, but then you're made aware that you're working for the actual criminals and helping to further victimize the actual victims, and you keep doing it, you're not the good guy. You've never been the good guy. Maybe you just wanted to be with the group. You wanted to run with the group, and this makes you feel special. It makes you feel like a special little secret agent or something. It boosts your ego, and you like running with a pack. Maybe that was your intent all along. You never actually cared about the issue you claimed to be fighting for, because if you did, once you realized that you're working for the bad guys and that you're helping further victimize people who have already been attacked, you would go public. Or you would do something to remedy that. At the very least, you would stop doing it. Okay, this is how we know your intent. So let me be very clear. If you've heard this message and you've engaged in any of these actions, you're working for the bad guys. Now you know. Do what you will with that. But when you look in the mirror, ask yourself who you really are and what your intent really is. Later.